Hey guys, come on into my kitchen today while I cut up this pork roast and make my family 8 or 9 meals out of it. At $30 for that roast, I should be able to get $3 to $4 per meal for the two of us. Come on down to the countertop and see how I do this. I've gone ahead and I've labeled up a bunch of bags. I'm just going to keep it in the plastic freezer bags because they're not going to be in the freezer for more than 3 months. We'll go through this pretty quickly. I have my sharp knife. I've placed my cutting board inside of a cookie sheet so that it catches any juices that flow off. Okay, let's go. I'm very fussy about the price I'll pay for meat. I worked in a grocery store for many years, 18 years, and I won't pay more than $10 a kilo for my meat. This was $7.49 a kilo, so I think that's a pretty awesome price. First thing I'm going to do is cut a roast out of this so it gets it out of my way. This end of the pork tends to be a bit separate meat. Okay, so this is a boneless pork loin, not the same as a tenderloin. This end piece here, you can see where it's a bit separated and sinewy. That tends to not be great for cutting into chops. It can be done if you've got the butcher equipment to do it, but I'd rather cut that into cubes for kebabs and stir fries. Now I'm going to take a chunk and make a roast. There we go. That will be suitable for dinner and maybe some leftovers for lunch for us, or if we have guests we can get an extra 2 or 3 servings out of that. You load up with vegetables anyways. I've labeled and dated the bag so that when I'm rifling through my freezer I've got an idea of what that is supposed to be and how long it's been there. Now I'm going to cut some chops. We can cut these as thick or as thin as we want. We like to go about 3/4 to an inch. I'm going to shave off some of this fat. There's too much here. I guess I was just in a hurry to grab it in the grocery store. It was at Costco. It was a little bit chaotic in there, so we just kind of grabbed a good price and didn't flip it over to look at it. That would have been a wise thing to do. Normally I would, but I was feeling the stress today. Let's get rid of some of that fat. There we go. Okay. We're only a family of 2, so these 2 chops will go nicely into a bag that's labeled, and lay them flat so that when you go to defrost them, they defrost easily. I'll be back in a second. If you wanted to, you could cut a nice thick chop, like so, and prepare it butterflied. So you could take that and butterfly it and serve it up this way, or you could serve it this way and stuff it and make a meal out of it that way with stuffing or vegetables and cheese or whatever you like in the middle. We tend to not go that fancy, and it's July, so we'll be eating a lot of chops on the grill, so that works for us that way. I have more meat here than I anticipated. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 meals of chops already, and I still have this much meat left over. I can cut that into still beautiful looking solid meat. I can cut another roast out of that. But it's July. We'll cut chops. I tend to cut a thick one and a thin one, so I have a chop and Dan has a chop, and as I showed in the other, loading the other bag, I will lay these so that they're flat. Wow, did I underestimate what I was going to get out of that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 chops, and I thought I was only going to get 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to get 10 meals out of this. So that's less than $3 per meal for a family of 2. This one, I'm just going to cut off that extra fat again. And this is going to, oh, there's a bone or something here where it was deboned. I'm just going to cut this into cubes for kebabs. It's July. We got barbecue season. Decent sizes so that they are going to cook well. They're not going to be raw while the peppers and onions are cooking. They can go on a skewer by themselves as well. You can marinate them. You can marinate them before you freeze them even, and then when it's defrosting, it's marinating the whole time. There's one. And this can be a stir fry. We eat a lot of stir fries. Oh, there's a big glob of fat there I missed. Never cut towards yourself. Okay. This one needs a little bit of fussy because it's got some tough sinews in the middle. But we'll just cut that off of the sinews. This will be stir fry. Much smaller pieces for stir fry so they cook quickly. And irregular. They don't have to be nice and evenly sized. When you're putting them on the skewers, it's nice to have them evenly sized. But when you're doing a stir fry, it doesn't matter. You can cut them, cook them until they're cooked, without worrying about other things on the pan, because the meat generally goes in by itself. I got 10 meat servings, or 10 meals of meat for my family of 2. For $30. That is less than $3 per meal. And when you're growing your own vegetables, yeah, that's a pretty good price. I'll see you next time, guys.